everyone. I'm Eric Mingy. I'm here tonight with Josh, Leah, Michelle, and Tom. Jeff can't join us today as he prepares for a big adventure on his own, which we'll let him tell everyone about another time. But together we are the Velkyn Weave, and we're here to play some Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you all for joining us. If this is your first time watching the Games Tavern, hello, and thank you for tuning in. Please follow the Games Tavern on Twitch. It's free and supports the show, the cast, and the crew. In addition to being on Twitch, our shows are uploaded to YouTube, typically 48 hours later, so you can catch up on all the shows you may have missed. It has been so long since I've been here with you all. This past month has been a doozy. The first week I came down with a good old-fashioned cold. I know what you're thinking. I thought it was COVID too, but went to the test and they came back and said, "Congratulations, Eric, you have a cold." So I slept it off, but I sounded like hell for that week. This past week, my daughter had her tonsils out and there were some complications about it, and she ended up back in the hospital for a couple of days. So I was not able to run the show last week. She's fine now, but glad we took her in because that was she needed some help the hospital could provide. So with all that behind us, I'm here with my friends here and we're going to have a great time playing some games, and thank you for joining us.
Yes.
But before we get into that, Josh, do we have any announcements?
We do. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you also get a free Prime Gaming subscription, and Prime Gaming subscribers support everyone on the show. They get access to sub-only emotes and to a special subscriber-only channel on the TGT Discord. Tom?
And thank you, community, for all of your support. We'd like to remind new and returning Tavern regulars that you can support our cast and our crew by going to Patreon. Go to patreon.com/thegamestavern, all one word.
And a humongous thank you to Shard Tabletop for sponsoring this show. Go to the link in chat to go check it out yourself. Shard Tabletop is the place to play 5th edition. You can access rules, adventures, and other supplements. It also provides digital tools like character building and digital character sheets, as well as all sorts of other tools that you can use for your games. We think so highly of it. It is the official virtual tabletop for the Games Tavern.
Mm-hmm. And we will be making use of that in next week's session whenever we do the massive throwdown at the City of the Glass Pool. But for tonight, we got other plans for you. So our last session, the party finally has reached the City of the Glass Pool. For those who are not up on their Underdark geography, this is a major metropolis of Kawatoa in the Underdark, the middle Underdark, as it is underneath of the country of Amn on the Sword Coast. At least in this campaign is where it is. After overcoming many hazards along the way, the party has finally found the way, cleared out all of the hazards and dangers to reach the city itself. And the last thing that stood in their way, they encountered last weekend, which was a purple worm, which had the most imaginative way to take care of it I've ever seen, which is to first banish it, then polymorph it, and then throw it at your enemies. Which is a great plan up until the point where the enemy you threw it at was a mind flayer. So it dominated the purple worm, hopped on its back, and rode it back at you guys, whereupon it probably died. Mind flayers aren't thick on the hit points.
They are not. They are, in fact, squishy.
Saddest, but then you had a mind flayer, a purple worm thrashing around, and the party had to put it down after all. And you have defeated the inverted watchtower, which they had built on the side of the cavern to guard the entrance to the City of Glass Pools.
And now it's on the bottom of the cavern?
Did it all fall off? Oh, yeah.
I think I'm pretty sure it fell down.
Yeah, it's all nothing but rubble now. And in the aftermath of the rubble, you met another Darrow. This one apparently hated the Darrow that were working with the mind flayers and wants you to kill them all. In particular, he wants you to find a crown that the Illithids are using to control the Darrow and force them to do their bidding.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sounds like worth doing.
And to help you do that, he showed you a secret entrance that goes into a ledge on the top, near the top of the giant cavern that houses the city of the glass pool that the Kuatoa are not aware of, but the Darrow are. Because the Darrow like that. Sorry. They love secret passages. And that is where we had ended last session, with the party on this alcove overlooking the city of the glass pool and looking at this massive complex of thousands of Kuatoa. And there is a giant dome of glass over top of what appears to be the religious center of the city that gives the city its name. And you can see a hazy outline of what looked to be some sort of feminine humanoid figure, but with a head of a crawfish and two giant pincers, one up like this and one sticking forward like that.
Jeez, bro.
I just want it on the record. If they demand that we build them a temple, I'm out. I'm not spending any money.
No
to
more
build them a
temples.
No more temples.
It has to be
We're
worth
drawing
50,000
line.
gold.
They do have the wall around the sea itself is coated in green slime, or so it appears from this distance, and is 50 feet tall as a guesstimate, and has watchtowers every so often, and they have some sort of strange ballista things that on top that don't seem to shoot arrows or bolts or ballista bolts. They seem to have these giant orbs that are filled with some sort of green mucus that they put in, and it kind of catapult launches off of it.
Gross.
But you haven't seen one in action yet, so you're not entirely sure what happens.
Was there something going on with the ceiling too, like bats or something patrolling up there?
No, weirdly enough.
There's got to be something, because that's too obvious an entrance into the city.
There
Did,
are a lot of Kuatoa on the patrolling the top of the towers, so they seem to be on high alert.
Did the Darrow that boat fireballed and talked to us have a name?
Let me go see what his name was, because I think I have it written. Baharik.
That clarifies it.
Baharik. Baharik.
Baharik.
It's like that H means you aspirate it, like where and when. Baharik.
Do you have a last name? Maybe easier?
Just call him BK.
Mr. BK?
Baharik. 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 You do
To
it.
really get the phlegm.
Baharik.
Baharik.
Phlegm makes everything better.
That's a guttural language. By guttural, I mean beautiful.
Nice save, Bope.
Nudge, nudge.
We go now. Leave you to it. I want to hear the screams.
Oh,
The Darrow kind of does his looping walk away.
Always provide your own screams, but
Ah,
maybe you're not open to constructive criticism.
he says
oh
in
dear.
response to you. Ah!
See? Have fun with that.
To my recollection, we haven't encountered a Kuatoa in the flesh, so to speak, have we?
No.
You can see them down there, though.
Okay.
They're short humanoids, about 5 feet tall, you're guessing, judging by how the size they are from opposed to like all the captives that they're hauling into the city. Oh, by the way, there's one gate to the city. We'll get to that in a second. They're about 5 feet tall, kind of paunchy with webbed fingers, and they kind of walk with a paunch out as they go, like that.
Kind of frog-like.
A little. But as opposed to like World of Warcraft murlocs that are all hunched over, these are kind of slouched back with the pot belly out in front of them. They're kind of yellowish, they're gray with a yellowish undertone. and they have a lot of, they seem to like spears and shields, but they don't seem to wear armor. And you see a couple of them that have these really weird devices that almost look like blacksmith's tongs. If a blacksmith's tong was 10 foot long. And it looks
for like catching like
our
necks and
hinge,
stuff.
and they like will do this.
Yeah.
Like so they, if they pull, so when it's together, when the pieces are together, it's like this, and then they pull apart, and it creates a gap in the middle.
Stigander, do you know anything about them? With your gloomstalking ways?
I can. Is that something that I've maybe come across?
Here, let's do a history check. See if you ran across it.
Only the shadow knows.
I'm concerned about their language. Do they speak Undercommon?
You're the chosen one tonight. History?
Yeah.
12?
You've not had a whole lot of experience with the Kuo-toa. You've never actually. They seem to be a dying race and aren't as widespread through the various underdarks of the various worlds as much as some of the other creatures are.
That tracks.
I'm trying to pull up my.
Unfortunately, I've heard a little bit about Kuo-toans, but I haven't interacted with them very much. Unfortunately, they're not really likable, so they're dying.
They're lost.
They're dying.
Yeah, like their civilization is beginning to crumble. Wait a second. We could ask Brat. Couldn't we?
You could, yes.
Make a history check for Rod.
I do not need to have a history check. I know this. I fought them before. Says your sword.
She's the
Oh,
fin
And your
slayer.
and your bow goes.
I'm never gonna get over it.
I'm here
Quiet, you.
for bow sword rivalry.
I
Just
don't even
because you
need.
do not, just because you do not know things, does not mean the rest of us keep quiet.
I
Oh,
don't
so
even need a translation. That just sounds like jealousy. Anyway.
I'm going to start calling your bow Jelly Baby.
My poor Uller.
Oh,
I like this sword.
This is the first
Oh.
time you're meeting her. She's quite the sass machine.
Mm-hmm.
We like sass where I come from.
So, Kuo-toa, they are fish people. Used to live on surface a long time ago. Got pushed out because they are dumb. And fled to the basement, to the bottom parts of the world where they got eaten from the ocean and got forced into the caves of the Underdark, and where they exist mostly because they reproduce a lot. They are attack in masses, like a lot of them. And let's see what else. They're very carnivorous. So if they catch you, you will, in Underdark, sushi eats you.
What about
Oh.
language? They Undercommon?
Yeah, they will probably, they know their own tongue, which is a lot of gargling, but perhaps the more exposed of them will know the Undercommon trade tongue.
Well, with God's name's Bliptle Poop.
Yeah, you've met her, have you?
Probably. No, I'm just reading this, wreaking the havoc. Wreaking the havoc.
Wreaking the hobby. Oh, I like this. What are we doing this?
Wrecking the city of the glass pools.
Mhm.
I'm just reading over this itemized list you have set out for us.
So, yes, Blipdopulp
Bliptle
is
Poop.
the sea mother. I'm not entirely sure. She might be 50%. I'm 50% certain she's a demon. 25% she's an elemental god of some sort. Another 25%, maybe an elder evil. Not sure. Oh, and maybe some other people say that they just made the whole thing up, that there is no Blipdopulp.
They put a lot of effort into venerating a made-up goddess.
That is why I think they are full of hooey.
Hey, sometimes you start a lie and you just can't stop it. You got to go double down, triple down.
Maybe, but her priests do have power. So the priests are usually called whips because they are the
Lovely.
one that lash the other people into into a frenzy, and then they are prone for going berserk and insane, probably because of massive inbreeding. So they have a whole cast of fishies called monitors who keep everybody in line. And if they find out that the little fishy brain has broken, they take you off and try to beat you back into sanity, I guess. I don't know. They're
That
kind of insane to begin with.
works.
Are the monitors the ones with the claw pikes?
Yeah. That's to catch their crazy friends. They are very prone to just berserking. You know, old Kuotoa saying, if in trouble, if in doubt, run in circles, scream and shout. I make that up. It's funny. But it's true. It's funny because it's true.
You've been in that sword a long time, huh?
You have no idea.
At least 150 years.
Oh,
Long time.
That's not very long at all.
So you make up stories. Yeah. But anyway, this one's true. No, I am very concerned about that big tower.
On
That
the
was
map,
not here when I was last year.
Oh, yes.
on the
That
map,
was
which one
probably-
is the tower?
Not on map.
Oh,
Not on.
If you go to the map, though, and you can see where the big circle is for the glass pool, it's just northwest of it. And it seems
Gotcha.
to be a 50, 60-foot tower, almost a little bit shorter than the glass pool. Like, you know, they measured it out and didn't want to cause offense, so glass dome is this big and the tower's like...
like right next to the Illithids? Okay.
Yes.
So wait, the Black Tower is just north of the dome of glass pools.
Probably in between
Yes.
that and the Illithids.
Yes. If you kind of create a triangle between the three, it would be the
Okay.
top point.
But it's still inside the city walls, right?
Inside the city walls.
Okay. Making sure I'm
But before
Picking
you
up
do
on that.
anything, you should probably go see if all your friends have arrived that you told. They should be getting here soon, no?
probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Regroup.
Now regroup, and then also we haven't taken a rest since our fight in the junction. So
Probably best to take a long rest then.
Probably. I'm exhausted.
Think about it, have a good meal, maybe have some
Oh, there it
macaroni.
is. Yeah, I'm very seriously considering doing Heroes Feast for us.
probably not a bad idea.
Sounds
Probably
delicious.
not.
We're gonna get into all sorts of trouble here.
I think I agree with Vrat. I think the Dark Tower is probably. I have a feeling that might be the center of the God Shield.
Yeah, we need to take that down.
Mm-hmm.
Does its construction look anything like the iron summoning circle that had affected the stone giants?
Yeah, yes.
That's a yes.
It looks
Oh,
so familiar. There's
It
themes.
definitely has that gothic architecture with the fluted walls, the sculpting and random scary gargoyles perched on various ledges as it goes up. And there doesn't seem to be any windows on it. There's a balcony, but you don't see a door to the balcony. The only door you see on the entire tower is down at the bottom. It has a giant pointed arch. which of course is more of those gargoyle statues leaning in, looking at whoever's standing on it. But can't get many more details than that all the way over here on this ledge. By the way, if you want to know where we are, Delirious, if you
Yes.
look at the map, do you see on the left side where there's a place that says Cavern Walls next to the
Yes.
wall Tavern? You are in that alcove about
Okay.
20 feet
Okay.
up from the bottom of the floor.
Is there enough vantage from here that the map can be confirmed? Like the buildings that are on the map are in the city? Or
Yes. It's the one thing she didn't have is she didn't have the spire, the iron spike that has been put in.
So,
The
some
spike
diamond
doesn't even
allies.
look like it was built, almost like it was like thrust up from the earth below.
Shall we head back then? See if all our work clearing the passage for our allies paid off?
Yeah, sure.
Not a bad idea.
I guess Rangram has went ahead.
Rengrim went back to meet with the rest of them and to ensure that they didn't blunder into the city itself. Otherwise, I did.
Good call.
Mhm.
It is a short walk back, and by short walk, I mean only about 20 minutes to get back to that star-shaped cavern where the inverted watchtower was. And there you meet a Rangrim and the first of a whole line of people that are slowly working their way south, down into the bowels of the earth.
So who all did we invite?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone. So the first group that is there when you get there are a bunch of dwarves from the Hammerfist clan.
Oh, hey.
They are led by Snagger.
Ooh.
Buddy.
Is he wheeling or is he on his legs?
He is on, seems to have built himself prosthetics
Cool.
because he doesn't have a nice, the wheels are faster, but down here it's just way too rough. And so he's got the canes that he has lashed onto his arms that he holds down, and then has 2 feet that kind of hold him up. He's a little unsteady. He's getting the hang of it, but he's got giant smith muscles.
He did
so
not
he's
skip
able
arm
to-
day.
No, all arm day. Ugh.
Every day is arm day.
I'm picturing like a hook
Why?
4 here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
you gonna see what's my Snagger voice? Do you remember?
Yes. It was
What's
all
it,
gravelly like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, oh yeah, there he was.
Yeah, right there. It's
There
right
it is.
there.
Got it. Had to remember. Hey guys, so me and the boys heard you need some help down here.
Yes,
City of-
before long.
city of fish
Man,
folk.
you guys got to found the world, ass end of beyond back here.
Meanwhile, there's a giant purple worm corpse just
Holy macaroni! My Morden's sweaty armpit. That's a huge worm.
Probably good eating.
we haven't rendered it down or checked it for any internal treasures, so have at it.
Internal treasures.
Yeah. Well, where do you think the loot drops from monsters come from? It's you cut open the belly and all their loot falls out.
Yeah,
His
It's
nose.
true. Worms are like giant pinatas.
I didn't see any pockets on it.
Of rubies for gallstones.
All right, boys, begin disassembly. And the dwarves start heading over there and start doing Moby Dick whale cutting techniques to strip this thing down.
The rest of the session is just describing in extreme detail how the dwarves dismember this worm and render down the fat to make worm oil, and then here are all the uses for worm oil.
Well, worm oil is flammable. We could use
Yeah,
that in this.
this sounds usable.
Waste not, want not.
Must use
Welcome
every
to
part of it.
Underdark 101. We're the Velkyn Weave. In today's
All right,
episode,
if you
we're
can
going to show
render
you how to
purple-
make.
Go on.
In today's episode, we're going to show you how to make worm oil from purple worms.
Didn't it have
Do this.
tail barbs as well?
The flame will have to be slightly lavender when it burns if you're going to render purple
Oh,
worms down.
pretty.
They had like spikes on the side, but that's kind of like how they move.
Propel themselves.
Yeah, that's how they propel.
Yeah, I watched Tremors.
Mhm. That was a good movie. How cheesy it
Three
was.
good movies.
Ooh.
Grab boys.
Need more?
Well,
I don't
actually,
remember
there's
one.
like 6
Actually,
of
there's
them.
like 7. You can stop watching after the 4th one. They're terrible.
Oh my god. The next group are a bunch of gray-skinned gnomes. 40 in total. They are 40
Ooh.
Niblin have shown up,
Oh,
Oh, cool.
from
led
Bristol.
by Carmenaren.
Carbonara has it hanging.
Didn't take long.
Oh, hello there. I think it's been so long since I did her voice.
A little bit more feminine.
A little
Just
bit
a
more
smidge.
feminine. Yes, well, oh yes. So
Yeah, there it is.
we heard you needed assistance. Thank you. Appreciate that, Leia, keeping me honest. I come against my better judgment. If you poke this hornet's nest, this ant nest, and it riles them up and they start hunting us down, we're going to have to pack our things up and move our homeland again.
Well, if we don't defeat them here, they will have erected a god shield and will only be emboldened and swarm upward anyways.
Yeah, it's a problem.
As long as we are kept in the rear as support, we're with you. But we prefer to have plausible deniability on this whole thing.
You were never here.
Absolutely.
Also, since there are 40 of us, this means we can summon earth elementals.
Oh,
Oh,
That is most excellent, as the city is going to need a reckon. And there's some
Mhm.
slave pens that we might want to tunnel to.
Smash.
well,
So-
maybe free the slaves before we smash it.
Oh yeah, no, of
Oh, yeah.
course. You know, like smash them open.
Mm.
wait. And wait a moment, I have something for you. And I sort of dig into my bag and pull out a small round geode and say, I found one of those, one of the children. And I hand it over.
She gratefully accepts it from you. Yes. One of the lost ones.
Indeed. Oh,
We also have to make sure we get this back home.
mm-hmm. I thought it would be safer with you, of course.
Now I need to go look up to see what I named home.
Crystal
Crystal-
Crystal Sol.
Yes, Crystal Sal. Thank you.
Yes, I have the shard of crystal stone.
For some reason,
Mm.
it stuck in my head.
We'll
And I
take
kinda
this
like-
back afterwards. Thank you.
I lean in and said, and I slaughtered a few Dargund.
We're close to their warrens. After we take care of the Couture, maybe we could go on a side trip on the way home.
Do a little genocide.
Should we brief them on Baharik and and his words?
I'm like, no.
I don't think that's necessary.
X-nay on the working with them A.
Just
Your
keep that to
awkward
ourselves.
conversation comes to an end as another group come in. Like, hey guys, long time no see. Wiggle, wiggle, shuffle, 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 shuffle. As a mushroom man starts sliding in.
Is it Hufflehass? I can't
Hufflehass?
remember his name.
Hufflehaus, yeah.
Hufflehass.
Hufflehaus.
The opposite of Hasselhoff. That's all.
I couldn't remember. I was so excited.
Everything in that place was a Baywatch reference, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All of it.
Are the other guys, like the dwarves and the deep gnomes, as amused by the mushroom men as we are? Like, I've got a smile on my face, just a mile wide.
No, the Surf Nebula don't seem to smile. They just kind of
Mm.
They're not
glower.
frowning, which might be
Oh.
a smile for Sir Niblin. The dwarves look over and go like, "There's good eating and oil on this thing. Get your rendering." Fuck,
Snickers
yeah.
purple worm oil.
Snack.
100% organic. Wild
heard that,
raised,
like-
wild caught.
You are going to take out like the fish dudes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yes.
try.
Oh, that's good, because even like they come after us every chance they can. Them little buggers is hungry.
Well, we're gonna
Sorry.
sate their hunger by feeding them dirt and fists.
All right.
Reanimate.
Excellent. Well, we're totally in. We can get some like spores going. And it's usually how you can take them out really easy
Yeah,
That's
because
all we
it gets
need.
in their gills.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And the
That'd be
harder the more they fight, the more they breathe. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's like a suction sound. Totally.
Totally.
Does that get,
Totally.
would that get in our gills at the same time if we were in the same area?
Oh, little dude, you probably shouldn't get too close.
All right.
Didn't the queen do something to us to prevent us? Or am I misremembering that? But I guess
No.
she didn't come.
Oh, you were affected by her spores.
Well, but
Uh-oh.
okay. Well,
Just don't
okay.
die near him.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Reduce, reuse, recycle, man. It's like it gives you a second life.
That's,
Think of it
that's
that way.
fair.
There's
That's
no
fair.
pickups on Tuesdays though, so hold on.
Oh, little dude here knows what I'm talking about.
That's right.
We know he's got that magic bag.
I'd sort of reach in and pull out like a
Like an arm.
like a Grimlock head and puppet. Be like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And I put it back.
A little bit later, another group shows up, and this is a you can hear them coming. Of heavy footsteps. Boom.
It's our
boom,
stone giant friends.
boom.
Like a statue of Vecna, golem of Vecna.
Let's hope not.
Actually,
We
this
didn't
is the
invite
moment.
him, right?
This is the moment. We can.
Oh, we
no,
did
no.
say everyone, right?
Bope sees his like whole life flash before his eyes.
Nope, this one is the Stone Giants, led by. Come back to me, mouse. Jafur and Sikgi. And they even have their cleric back now, Salizar.
Cool.
Hello. You have called. We have come as written. Or sorry, as carved.
Thank you.
We
It's
appreciate it.
honorable.
It's good to see you made whole again.
You would fight the Koatoa.
We would destroy the Koatoa
And the Illithids.
and the Illithids.
Illithids have claimed some of our people. I wonder if this is where they have gone. We have mourned their passing.
Do you think they are deceased or being mind controlled or enslaved?
Your guess is as good as mine.
We'll keep our eyes open.
Mhm.
If we're able to save them, we'll try.
Absolutely.
Someone left a mess here. He gestures over at the inverted tower's rubble.
Mm-hmm.
Stigander
We
points
will
at
clean it up.
Thank you.
Stigander
Thank
points
you.
at Quentin.
Take a little bow.
I do not understand.
Well, he threw the purple worm into the building, and it kind of
But
rock.
it was a bat at first.
But Velk, you did give me a hand in knocking it down.
I did.
Or a paw.
Oh, thank you.
Ah.
Thank you.
And a bunch.
Inside jokes, I understand.
When you're in the Underdark,
Yes.
everything's inside.
But I'm bunch.
Oh God.
Let us know how we can help. Until then, we will clean up the mess.
We'll have a briefing once all of the allies have rallied here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Get
know
an
what?
idea of our assets.
Delirious, I've been wondering something. You know, when I bring minions back as undead, are they then, once I'm done controlling them and they're no longer undead, can they be resurrected back to what they used to be? Or are they then beyond the...
If they've been dead for less than 100 years, I could bring them back, yes.
Okay, so even if I have raised them up as undead, that doesn't
think
sully
so.
their body or anything.
Let me look at
Tell
that.
more about that next time you speak with her. And
Yeah, sure, because we talk all the time, her and me.
Well, when we fought the Shadow Dragon, who was it that got turned into shades temporarily?
Oh,
Once they were slain,
Oh, me and Bulb.
once the shades were slain, you were able to.
But I don't think a shade is the same thing as an undead. They're slightly different.
True, it's kind of like recycling the soul instead of the body.
Yeah, one is more dead than the other,
I can do the shade
I
thing.
suppose.
because I think I've really been practicing, and I think I could probably.
oh, isn't undead.
Well,
He's
So
currently
maybe-
undead.
Yeah,
You have
that's
to
what I was
stop being
gonna say.
undead.
okay, like reduce it to 0 hit points.
I don't know what isn't undead means. Maybe, yeah. Maybe it has to be like a unambulatory, an unambulatory dead body. I'm guessing.
I like it because
Like not affected by like an undead spell or something like that at the time.
because if we were able to find the stone giant friends that were, if they were resurrected as undead, I think I could enforce my necromantic prowess upon them and bring them to my side, and perhaps when all was said and done, we could.
I could, yeah,
know,
it would take,
be at peace.
depending on how many of them, it may take
Yeah.
several weeks, but
That's
yeah, I
Right.
could potentially make that
So
right.
maybe- yeah.
Given the tower down there, I think it's more likely they've been turned into those
Gargoyles.
twisted shapes, the femorae.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Okay. Okay. We'll see.
Well, your musings are interrupted by yet another group arriving. They flutter in
Ah, moth
on
people.
moth wings.
Gloamings.
All right, Leia, you got your 3 for 3. Tell me what I did for this voice last time.
Oh gosh.
It was like soft, right? Maybe a little
it was-
breathy.
A little bit more. Well, it was like high pitched.
Hi, look, there, this, there.
Yeah, that right there.
Oh, I'm Tavern.
Yep.
Tavern shows up with Lena. Yes.
So, and there's they bring 66 of them. Of these little figures are all fluttering around, leaving little trails of dust behind them.
You
They're
guys
so cute.
gonna observe the coming ruckus?
Catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
You have restored our home, Sister Var.
We felt one good turn deserved another.
Plus, there's opportunity to see you die horribly,
Sister Lahina.
It'll be a good
There
start
it is.
either way.
Would you like to talk about how it feels to know that you're possibly going into death for the future poems?
I think that's already been pretty well recorded through
It
mortal
is?
poetry.
Oh, but this is for you. We need some asides to break away. Please come talk to us before you order the assault. We need to know what feelings you're having.
We can
I'm
all have
actually-
our
I would love a
office segments.
therapist.
I'm not afraid of dying here. I'm afraid of failing and being enslaved, mind, body, and soul to them.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
feeling.
Death
There they
doesn't
start
really
scribbling.
frighten me.
For there
So-
is a fate worse than death.
Yes, I don't think
Scribble, 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 scribble.
I don't think I have much to go beyond this anyway. We're getting close.
Oh, Bo,
Yes.
you have unfinished business.
Well, I have a feeling it's time to finish it.
Mm.
I
think-
don't mean to be rude, but the Gloamings, how will you aid us in battle?
Aid you?
Well, are you just here to watch?
I suppose we could.
What did you think you were going to do once you arrived?
Talk to you, get your input, get your point of view for the stories.
And
Yep.
Well, we would also witness it, of course, so we could properly describe it for later.
That has been their role throughout history. To
yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Okay.
Okay.
I suppose if necessary, we can spread sands
Actually-
of sleep across them.
Well, you guys are fairly stealthy, as I recall.
This is Lena.
I don't suppose some of you could go scout out over top of the city and see what they have to discourage people from just flying over their walls.
That could get us killed.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Wait,
You should hold off until
Die.
everyone's
Wolf
arrived.
too.
yeah,
And
Well, yeah,
take some time.
sure.
We'll do it. Yeah, that sounds dangerous. Certain death.
No,
I
not
can-
certain. I
I
don't
can
want
make
to
you
send you to
invisible.
certain death. I don't.
Let's do this. Though I guess that
Uh,
didn't help against the illithid.
I don't want to send people to their death.
Aw, that's sweet. Why not? Would you like to tell us why?
Actually, what you bring,
Science.
what you bring is more important than just your hands. It's the knowledge, your minds. You could tell us of the city of glass pools, the Coatoan. Perhaps there is knowledge that could aid us when we do infiltrate and assault the city.
Maybe.
Think
If it's
Tifa-
in stories. Yes, if it's in stories. I don't know any good Coatoan stories. They don't make very good stories. They don't like talking about it.
Perhaps dwarven stories about stomping on Coatoan?
Dwarves have so many stories, very epic. They usually end in complete annihilation, or a small group of them will stay behind to block the exits of the rest of them. Dwarves love that. They all want to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. It's their entire reason for being.
Maybe we should introduce them to your sword. I bet they'd get along like a house on fire.
I guess this is Vrat. No, like,
Hello. Who are you?
I don't know. I guess I'll let her
Who said that?
unsheath herself.
Oh, they are fascinated by your sword. Absolutely fascinated. And if you want, she can gladly take them away and talk to them at length about everything. And they find her absolutely fascinating about how the suffering of sitting inside a sword for all those decades. Oh, the pain, the anguish, the pathos. They are eating it up.
I'm sure she's loving the
Attention.
attention.
Oh, she loves the attention too. Yes, very much so. Oh, yeah, talk to me, listen to me. Of course, I tell you everything.
I tell you everything.
Oh,
Don't go away. Don't leave me alone again.
could you ask
What am
Carmier?
I? Chop the liver?
Mm,
Wow.
mm, mm.
Look at
So
that.
easily
woman.
our
She's
swords
just a
cut
bit-
the hands that oil them.
She so quickly abandoned us.
I had not abandoned you. Another group arrives. The Star Song Elves make their entrance. They came in force.
Oh,
Oh,
I didn't know they
couldn't
had
own you.
force left. I thought they were few in
You
number.
said they sent all their force. There are 50 of them.
Ooh,
whew.
Led by Talaria Night Shadow, as well as Kiliar Arrowswift, and Ilian Snowmantle, the cleric you saved.
Right on.
yeah, I suppose he has an interest in being here.
And there's still a number of star songs that were captured at the beginning of this, correct? That got pulled down.
Yes, they are very interested in, they have a vested interest in finding their friends. And seeing what happens and putting an end to all of this incursions from the Underdark that threatens their new home.
Yeah.
They're full-on Tolkien warrior elves in this particular encounter.
I was there when the courage of men failed.
But someone else is quite excited to meet them as well. Vroth
I would imagine
She
so.
is ecstatic to meet them. Oh, we did it! We did it! Oh,
You're going to make me cry.
she is
You're
feeling
going to make me
Oh
cry.
my heavens! They made all the sacrifice, all the work to get them out. They did it.
They did it. I told you, Vrat. I told you we have some kind of family on the surface.
So what's the plan, Sis Talaria? She looks over to you, Quentin.
Well, we're still gathering the allies in. Bope, if you could ask Carmenarian and the Deep Gnomes to set up a perimeter, all the pathways in, make sure no scouts find us here.
Absolutely. We need to lock this down.
I think we're getting near the end of it. As soon as the other allies arrive, we'll bring out the silent image briefing map to talk about the city and our objectives within.
The stone giants have already cleared up the rubble from the fallen tower and are, I mean, it's only been, what, 10 minutes, maybe 15?
Yeah.
They're really good at this. And they're starting to erect it into a barricade across the tunnel that leads down to the city of the glass pools.
Nice.
Make sure to grab yourself some fist-sized chunks that you can throw at a distance.
Oh, yeah, they're picking out the choicest rocks.
The choicest rocks.
Oh,
Most
there's some-
aerodynamic.
Mhm. These will hit really hard. First of all, you don't want limestone. It shatters upon inside.
Mhm.
You do not want limestone.
Granite.
It shatters. Granite, yes. Ooh, the granite. That hurts most. Little giants will throw any rock. Stone giants know the best
Quality.
rock.
So grab a corner of the cave and should be just a little while longer.
So, we learn geometry.
Yes.
You can bank rocks,
Ooh.
That's fancy.
bounce off walls.
Oh.
Get around those sneaky corners.
There's a
What
billiard
you
ball
true.
back.
Never play a stone giant and pull. They'll own you. Ugh.
Put a little comment on it.
Oh, that was a deep dive, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was
That was
so
a
worth it when you
Nerf
got there,
nibbling.
too.
Right there.
All right, if my mouse comes back to me. Let's see, we got the elves have shown up. All righty, we are now to hold on, let me pull my stuff. Oh, the Brindle contingent shows up.
Oh.
They are led by your sidekicks.
Ah.
And my mouse is continuing to have problems. I wonder if maybe I need to just replace the battery.
Is that Shushina and Ardoon?
It is. Then we have Ardoon? Archons?
I was like,
I had
Archons?
Sushina, Vardeep, Archons, Lalil, and Tybalt as the 4. You have a Lalil is a paladin of Tyr. Archons is a barbarian, Luskan barbarian. Sushina is a moon elf blade singer, and Tybalt is Tybalt.
Oh, are these the people we get to play if we die during this final
Yes.
siege?
This is the B team.
This is the B team.
TPK.
Only,
go.
we're gonna have to roll to see who gets to make it into that final 4 because there's 5 of
That's
us
right.
and
Oh.
4 of them.
Well, there's a couple other people that arrived with them as well.
Ooh.
They sent the entirety of the Lions of Brindle,
Oh, cool.
75 of them,
Whoa.
down to help you. They are led by Tredoria Goldenbrow,
Ooh.
the cleric
Surprise.
from the temple in
Yes.
Brindle.
Okay. Did
And all,
did we invite Felgalos the Flying Disaster?
I don't believe we
I
did.
not think
You did not
of
That
mention him.
was it was not mentioned.
that was
He hasn't
He
really
would-
been hanging around though.
bit through the tunnel, right? I mean,
He can shape change.
but would he want to? I mean, it's all about motive with him.
He's ride or die for us, man. We saved his life.
with her is also Emerstal the Red,
Cool.
and as well as a knight, Valente,
Ah, yes.
who you managed to hunt down.
And that was the one that wanted to start up. They were asking
Yes.
for some land. Okay.
Yes. He gives his regards and says that Bahira was not able to make it. She felt it was important that she kept an eye on Brindle while you were down here. That if there was
Sure.
nobody in Brindle, that your agents of your long lost friend might take advantage of the opportunity.
Of course.
But do not worry, I will be here to help you as much as I can. I swear to you as Valente.
Stiggander gave them a
But not
wave.
both. He nods and smiles to you. Emerstal gives you Quentin a letter. He says, "Yes, oh yes. So, Eleonora sends her regards and this letter, but not herself. She told me to tell you, you'll know if you deserve to know." And
Okay.
then skipped off. So there you go. And she gives you a letter. Sealed.
I'll check that out in a moment off to the side.
Okay. And that seems to be the group that all the people that have arrived, and they're settling into the cavern. The dwarves and the stone giants are having an argument over the best way to build the defense, the barricade to block off that tunnel.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure they're having a good time.
Would
We'll
this
figure it
be
out.
would this be a good time to break out that magic item that creates the huge pig ribs? To
Makes the
kind of
what?
feed
Oh, that one.
yeah, to kind of feed the masses and then
Yes.
Mm.
Heroes feasted up for us and a couple others.
Yep. Yep. And I already
Good
made my
do.
roll for that.
A miracle of Timora.
Well,
Sure.
do we want to save the hero's feast till like we're about to leave?
Yeah, I think that's probably best done after.
Yeah, time
It
it
lasts for
appropriately.
24 hours. If I do it before we do an 8-hour rest, then I get that spell slot back, and we still get to benefit from it for the next 16 hours.
Does seem better used in the evening.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of a hero's breakfast. But, Maybe I should get out
It
more.
is the most important meal of the day.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know if it's night or day, honestly.
That's true. Just
Boss
arbitrary.
guys. Bossitudes, things. Actually, it took me I tell Warangram. They're like, you guys might want to check this out. Remember how you said we should cut open the purple worm?
Yeah.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Delirious was right.
Oh,
The Mind Flayer slipped out.
Did you kill it? Was it still alive?
It was kind of dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
We think it was a Mind Flayer because it was human, but it had like the back part of the skull completely caved out, and the brain is missing. Those are giveaways. But the lithic part of it just kind of boils off whenever they die.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we found this on this guy's fancy cloak because these are second edition lithids, so they all dress fancy.
Okay.
And he gives you player handout 17 in the production deck, which has is a very ornate brass symbol, a little brooch that has a weird symbol on it.
Oh.
That looks like an app.
Like an eye with a shadowy tail. Damn,
Only
it's
we
pretty
had-
good.
Some way of identifying this object.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's me. Okay. Take out my pearl and sit down and take about 10 minutes to meditate and ritually cast Identify.
Alrighty. It is a brooch of dominated.
Brooch of what?
Pope looks at real at. This makes people susceptible to mental dominations.
Oh,
If it gives you disadvantage on any saving throw against mind control, and if you are immune to mind control, you are no longer immune to mind control.
oh.
So we don't want to equip this.
No. Oh wait.
What if we put it in a bag?
Actually, that was my bad. There was two of them. Among one of the Darrow, you find player's handout number 18.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's
Just the next
identify.
one down. And that is the symbol that I told you of the dominated. 17 is actually not magical at all.
Oh, it's just a trinket.
18 is the one you found on the Darrow, who are at this particular at the inverted tower.
No.
So, Bope, I would suggest you hold on to the amulet. If we don't put it on, but if we get caught and they're like, oh, ho, 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 you're our slaves now, you'd be like, please, please take this necklace. Just don't hurt us. And then you can do suggestion or something.
Don't you think they probably gave it to them?
Well, I don't know. It's just a thought.
That was my sending stone. Apologies.
That's right. We did establish that that's how the sending stone goes off, is by ring stones.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah.
how does that item work when you identified it? Does it have to be worn, touching the flesh?
Born
One.
doesn't even require attunement as long as you have it on your person.
Yeah, of course.
It makes you susceptible to domination.
So perhaps we can slip this onto somebody unbeknownst to them.
Mm-hmm.
I could do a reverse pickpocket. Unfortunately, transporting it is potentially deadly.
Now, here's a question, and maybe I'm just being paranoid, but that slimy Deergund that showed us this whole entrance, what if he also was wearing one of these and we didn't know it, and he was actually a tool of the enemy, and they're leading them into a trap? We should find him and search him.
The city did look like it was quite fortified. Like it was preparing to be attacked.
I mean, we've been marching. We've been on the march.
Yes, that's true.
But still, we should warn anyone else in case they find the brooch. I can do a
Yeah.
quick little sketch and kind of pass it out to the troops.
Yeah.
Warn them
do like
this
a
symbol
public
items.
awareness.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you find it, do not.
Do not wear it.
Yeah,
Do not touch. Do not touch. Danger shiny.
It does take a while to start affecting you. It's not like you put it on the person and it instantly
Oh, boo.
affects them. There will be a delay, effectively the same as attunement. So a short rest.
Unintentional.
But you can unintentionally make that connection, even though it does not actually use an attunement slot.
Well, it seems like a good tool. Does it seem like, from my identification of the magic, that I could keep it in a bag of holding without being affected by it, or unknown?
Yes,
Okay.
you keep it in a bag of holding because the non-dimensional magic would isolate it from you.
Quentin, do you still have a bag of holding?
no, I have the portable hole.
Oh, okay. Would you like to put this in there?
Sure, because I could possibly gin up just a couple normal rings, no magic, that look like this, knockoff, so to speak, so that or brooches that somebody encountering them would think were under their effects. Anyways, yeah, I'll take it.
There you go.
So the gang's all here.
Real quick, looking at this brooch, the non-magical bit.
Mhm.
Does that look familiar to myself, or if I hold it up to Rot's Oculus, will she maybe?
She's not familiar with it.
Okay.
She's not seen it before.
All right. Figured it was good to ask.
It is. Alrighty. So the gang is all here. Do you want to bring up your table, and do you want to sneak away and we'll read your letter at some point, Quentin?
Yeah. After the last group gets here, I'll step aside and pop it open.
With your stealth, you have no problems doing this. It is completely blank. After you break the seal, open it up, it's just a blank piece of paper. Nothing on it.
Thinking of the various ways it could be encoded, lemon juice, rogue type stuff, candlelight. See if there's any encoded message in it. Would you like a check?
All right, I actually want to know what you want to do. How do you want to reveal the encoded message? How does your house usually encode such things?
I think it would probably be the candle instead of behind it, in front of it, and then the shadowed letters appear on like a wall or stone.
Do you want to try that?
I will.
Flick, the candle lights, and you hold it up, and sure enough, there are the shadowed letters on the wall, shown through the vellum with your candle. It reads in Elvish.
Does okay.
Father's answer. Too bad, so sad, your dad, in quotes. He wants to see what you can do. You're still on probation. And if you die, I get to be you. That'll be fun, exclamation point. Signed, IB4E.
Cold, but not unexpected. Okay. You'll know if you deserve to know. All right, I'll rejoin the group.
All right, you join the group. the leaders from the various factions that all the friends you've made along the way are gathered about in anticipation of being in a huge revelation of what's to come. But before we do that, I have a question for you. Do you want to take a break here or do that after?
I think perhaps a break is in order.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick 5-minute break and then come back and we'll prepare to have the presentation to the coalition that you have assembled through the Underdark in this campaign.
Okay.
All righty. Do we have any announcements before we head off?
Not
Don't
today.
hear any, no.
All righty then. In that case, my friends, I'll see you in a few minutes.
Bye.
Come, company. At last. Come, show your face.
When I was born, they said that I would have the rage of 1,000 storms within me.
It's all right. I didn't like that brother very much anyway.
Just cannot get any worse than this, right?
Have you noticed? It never really gets light enough here. Sometimes the shadows are going the wrong way.
There's a loud psst sound as steam rushes from the vat, and the door slowly swings open. This vile ooze just pouring out as you can see this elongated human figure slowly extend and reach out. Its motionless eyes just now fixated on the group.
Okay, what the hell?
I'm done with this place. I need to go home.
I can't go home, but I also I don't want to stay here. 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 I don't want to stay here.
Welcome back, everyone, as we begin our preparations to assault the city of the glass pool. The party has gathered in the star-shaped cavern with all of their friends and companions they made along the way to work out their battle plan. Just as they're about ready to do so, they get a new piece of information. Navarre comes screeching back in. So I tried to fly in like you asked. It creates, once you cross the wall, you're like coated in like lights that like flicker around you and they can see you.
Oh, that's quite a trick.
So
I guess we've. All right.
And then they shot things at me, and you know they have nets.
Oh, it's terrible.
I know they have nets now.
Well, I guess we won't be going in that way.
Yes, you were very brave.
You must tell your stories to the other gloamings.
So, as you were, and Navarre flutters back away from you. So we have to get this show on the road, yes? Road on show? We choose
Yes.
it, I forget.
Show
on the road.
Okay.
Quentin, would you like to present the battlefield?
Yes, I'll go to the center of the kind of cavern. Everyone in the group's kind of around us, and gesture out with my hand as the shadows come up from the ground and via the invocation form a silent illusion of the city of glass pools rising up. And
wow.
I'll keep concentrating on that and walk around. And assembled forces, please familiarize yourself. And as I name off the locations, I'll have a change and be like slave pens, orange, guards, resting pool, and basically have the map, to scale to the city.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I'll point to. Oh, go ahead.
We've learned from the brave gloamings that invisibility inside is not an option. Enchantments illuminate anybody who goes inside, so that eliminates one approach. Bope, you were saying?
I just wanted to point out one of the anomalies to this city, something that, as Roth was pointed out, has not always been there, is this spike here, rising up from between the illithids and the dome of the glass pool. I have reason to believe that my brother, whom some of you have encountered, may have made that his demences. What his purpose here is unclear, but I'm sure it is nefarious. I would only ask that nobody try to take him on. I would not want anybody to undergo that danger, but myself.
is a fight between Bope and Nope. Wizard, wizard.
Yes, yes.
And I gesture to the stone giants. They have suffered greatly at the hands of Nope. And we have reason to believe that any stone giants encountered inside the city who may appear Fomorian in nature, if they could be subdued, or at least their bodies not outright destroyed, we'll try to restore them afterwards if there's any hope of bringing them back. And basically, I'm going to go down the objectives, and these slave pens, if at all possible, we wish to free them, creating an opportunity for them to escape, and in the chaos, allow us to attack. Let's see here.
I think Bope had a good idea when he said we can use the earth elementals that the Snurf Neblin can summon to tunnel us into the slave pens. I think that might be the first thing we do, so we can bolster our numbers and also bring a morale boost to our troops by bringing them back the people that they're missing. Hopefully.
Oh, thank you, Delirious. My memory is terrible. I don't remember saying that at all.
That was an excellent idea, Bope. I wholeheartedly endorse it.
That was Bope, right?
I think it was
Said
quite. I was forgetting things in my old age. But you're right. That does sound like the sort of sound, ideas and judgment that come from me usually.
Where are the like dead slaves and stuff? Do they have a graveyard or place in the city? Cesspool, refuse pit?
Oh, no. They're dead slaves are chummed.
Eaten?
Oh, yes. Do not forget, the reason why they are not overflowing with slaves, even though that they are constantly importing new ones, is they keep sacrificing them.
Yeah, let's keep that information to yourself for the time being.
That statues almost certainly bathed in blood.
Yeah.
Don't work hard enough, sacrifice. These are crazy, vicious things.
This is perhaps too elaborate, but the Plaza of Offerings, I wonder if there's a way to use the brooch that Quentin holds to sneak it into some sort of trinket that then would be given, I don't know, perhaps their high priest or their king, I forget who's in charge here, would wear.
It's a priest king.
Yes, exactly. That's why I said that. Would inadvertently wear and then thus become more easily susceptible to mind-altering magics. But it seems very elaborate, and it's hard to get in the first place.
I think who's in charge here is the Illithids.
Yeah.
They need to be dealt with, or it's going to be psionic pain ripping through our minds.
I think we need to remember.
How are we even going to get in?
So what can earth elementals do to help with that? They can make tunnels. I know they can glide through the earth.
I mean, I would imagine they have the power to move earth in such a way as to create a tunnel.
Druids, the Star Shot elves, do you have druidic magic that can build tunnels over time?
Over time, yes.
Take a great deal of time.
This will take a while. Of course, earth elementals, says Talaric, they of course can glide through stone, as long as it's not worked.
So they can get.
It could in time make tunnels for you, probably faster than we could.
Okay.
If you want to do it in a real hurry, go find yourself a purple worm, dominate it, and have that burrow up from underneath.
Well, I mean, we're only about an hour away from where the purple worms were at, and we heard their calls.
Take that chance again.
So, okay, so we make the necklace of dominate bigger We put it on a purple worm.
You just throw it down its maw.
Well, I don't know if that works the same as wearing.
Oh, it takes an hour.
But the earth elementals can make a tunnel underneath for you.
When you say it
They
takes a
can
while, we're
shape
talking
earth.
days, hours.
I kind of like
Probably
the idea of
hours.
sicking a little pod of purple worms on the city. Like, talk about chaos.
It sounds beautiful.
Doliris,
Also
do
sounds difficult.
you have the mislead spell?
Mislead.
5th level?
Not memorized. That doesn't mean that I can't.
I have that. I think I could use that to scout the city for anything that we don't have a good grasp of what's there.
The earth elementals could tunnel in on several hours if you come from your secret ledge and just have them come down under the ground and then.
I mean, they could do that while
beeline
we
towards it.
sleep.
Mm-hmm. It would be ready tomorrow morning when you're ready.
What I would recommend, I like that idea, burrowing into the slave pens. But I think we have a decent amount of numbers with us. I think we need to focus on the tower and to let some of the people that we've called on deal with some of the rabble. Yes.
You're talking about the Black Tower.
I think so.
You could do both, of course. Tunnel into the slave pens, and while our allies cause commotion there, you the rest of us head to the tower.
That is what I am thinking.
Yeah, okay. We are of like mind.
Of course.
Ooh, feeling a little clammy here. Some fresh air. Oh wait, it's the Underdark.
It is very humid and moist in this in the cavern.
So that's a go ahead.
How can we get to this spire? By tunneling?
But you could.
Well,
Or
if
if you
we
tunnel into the slave pens, you could then sneak overland.
Mm-hmm.
We can be sneaky if we desire.
True.
And both myself and Doliris can cast Pass Without a Trace. I have the ability to hide my tracks now, so I can't be tracked. That's a thing.
The rest of us are still in trouble.
And if need be, I could create some type of distraction over the opposite side by the Palace of the Priest King or the Fingerlings Pool.
What is the Fingerlings Pool?
Like tadpoles, I think.
Tadpoles.
Is that where their young are produced?
Mm-hmm. So, Kaltoa being fish don't actually mate. They just, whenever the female Kaltoa feel the urge, they go in there and just throw up a couple hundred eggs.
Mhm.
And then whenever the men feel the urge, they go in there and just spew splat through the water. It's kind of like a giant jacuzzi of
Whoa.
love.
And
But there's no
that's
love.
why
They don't actually touch.
You don't go to jacuzzi.
And then whenever they hatch, most Kuatoa cannot breathe air for the first year, like frog. So they come out after a year or two. Until then, they're in the fingerling pool.
Oh, did you pick up the Odaluk's freezing spheres scroll way back when? Did you learn that or still have
I
the
still
scroll?
have it as a scroll.
I'm just saying if we want to shut down that fingerling pool and really throw the entire city into a frenzy.
If you want any distraction, we can certainly help. We have no problem coming in through any tunnel, says Snagger.
The more
We
chaos
have
that
trouble
we...
with tunnel, says Giant. Most likely too big. But we can throw rocks at wall.
Taking
That
out
is a
the
good
siege
idea.
weapons would probably, whatever their catapult things are, would probably be useful. Do we have an idea of the numbers, Kuatoa numbers in the city?
Thousands?
You're guessing 2,000 to 5,000.
So whatever our distractions are probably shouldn't be just troops doing fighting, because they just get themselves overwhelmed and killed.
We're most likely looking at guerrilla tactics.
Yeah.
Hitting
Yes.
something hard and then running away.
Right. So I've got the
It's
list.
how
of-
we fight most of the time, says Talaria of the Star Song Elves.
Perhaps the stone giants could initiate distraction by throwing rocks. Then, when forces come to chase them, the Starsong elves could, I don't know, close the cave with stone. I don't know if you have that ability, putting up stone walls or anything.
They have a bard, a cleric, and a ranger.
The Starsong elves.
Yes.
Okay.
You also have Tradora Goldenbrow with the Lions of Brindle, who are human veterans,
Okay.
who are pretty stout. I mean, veterans pack a punch. And these are all veterans from your times with the Red Hand. So they've seen action.
So I
They
got the
all
list.
come.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Quentin?
Do we want to go down the list of allies here and task them out? So
Sure,
the deep,
let's do it.
deep gnomes are working with the earth elementals to tunnel on in. And then any of earth elementals that remain can do siege work against some of the statues, do vandalization, that type of stuff. Okay. And then we got Haffelhaas. Is he the only mushroom man, or are there multiple?
No, there's like a bunch of us here. How many? 1, 2, 20.
Can they pollute?
What sort of creatures can their spores affect?
Oh, anything that like breathes.
So like the earth elementals would be unaffected.
Yeah, they don't like breathe. They're like rock.
So and the mushroom men take control of creatures that breathe in the spores?
Dead
No,
ones.
how does that work again?
Oh, we don't talk about that. But yeah,
It's a sensitive.
I mean,
Can
that's
we?
why that's why Queen Bleeth looked the way she did. She wanted you to think of her like that.
Oh God. She looked the way she did because we breathed into the spores and that's how she wanted us to see her. She doesn't actually look like that.
What does she actually look like?
Just like you don't ask how trolls reproduce, you don't want to know how she really looks.
Oh, she looks like a sweet ass mushroom, man.
Ass mushroom.
Hire your own product, man.
I mean, yeah. Well, she's like all humans. If whoever meets humanoids, they're always like, "Wow, she's like a fox."
All right, so what do the spores actually do?
Well, one is you like get some sweet hallucinations going.
Clearly.
Mm-hmm. And one is we can pacify them. I like we just like sit here and we form a drum circle and we like chill.
A drum circle and chill.
And the last one is the way I'm talking to you right now. I've infected you with my spores so you can hear me. I'm not actually
yeah.
saying anything.
That's right.
Never have.
So I figure the mushroom men are probably pretty squishy. And it would be good to pair them with the earth elementals because earth elementals notably are not squishy. And also since they're immune to the spores, the mushroom men can do whatever they want. So maybe we have the mushroom men and the earth elementals go around into the city. The mushroom men do like hallucination spores, and then the earth elementals can just squash the ones that are hallucinating and can't really fight back.
They could at the very least provide cover for the mushroom men to carry out.
Yeah.
We do have one more. I can't do it, but Queen Bleeth can, and that's the animating one.
Oh,
where
yeah,
we
but
make
she's
you
not
into
here,
the
so.
workers. Well, I'll be like, we can talk. We can get her if she want.
I'm assuming she can't get here quickly.
What? Oh, I thought you were taking a nap. It's going to take a while for all these elementals to dig, right?
Yeah, it's probably like a 12-hour.
Yeah, she'll get here if you
We
want.
still have to take a rest.
I'm sure there's plenty of body parts in there that could be animated into something.
Yeah, I'll just look at any at the bottom of any statue.
Yeah, if
I
those
mean-
could be.
That's not a horrible idea.
Oh, even cause mass chaos. I like it. Dude.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, really, that's what this is about, is creating enough chaos within the city that, one, we're not noticed. Two, we can get any of the slaves out or any of the people who might have been captured and get them out of the city. So
Right.
so chaos is really hit, run.
Yeah,
So-
because now you have me wondering if actually maybe it is better we do fight them within the city, because the numbers aren't as much in their favor as like it would be out in the open.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fight's going to be in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
also,
we got
if you find Crown, you can cause Darrow to.
Oh yeah. Where do we think the crown is?
could be in the palace of the priest king, but probably the Illithids,
I also think it is with the Illithids.
which is why I think we should hit the Illithids and then deal
Yeah.
with the tower after.
Yeah, that might be smart because they're going to cause trouble if we don't.
Okay, so we got the deep gnomes and mushroom men with the task and purpose. The stone giants are too big to do the tunnel, but they are well armed with ranged attacks and
Mhm.
could do something at the main gate, make it seem like they're assaulting that, but back far enough so that it draws people to the gate.
Mm-hmm.
So basically a distraction and keep them occupied there.
Mhm.
All right, that leaves the gloamings, who maybe keep them in reserve.
So they said
If
that
you
they
want
could
to
like.
have a-
The thing is that they could spread like a sleep dust. So maybe if we can take out like the catapults on the walls in an area, we can send them in to put some people to sleep because they're not in danger of being shot down, hopefully.
Yeah, maybe have them put some of by the gate to sleep if they feel brave enough.
Yeah.
Are Illithids immune to sleep?
I have no idea.
They're not,
Hmm.
well, I
I
guess it
think
all
they
depends.
sleep.
Do they?
We could go take care of them for you.
They have weird mental powers.
They
I
do.
don't.
I like this idea because, quite frankly, more than one illithid sounds terrifying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no. I
really
don't want to
don't
have
want to
to fight them if we don't have to. I just don't know. I don't want to put the moth people in danger unnecessarily. I mean, if we think it's gonna work, then by all means.
Do
I just
do
don't-
you feel confident in taking on the Illithids if we ask you to do that?
Yes, of course, says Lahisa.
They
His
seem
twin
confident.
sister is like, absolutely, we can do this. Finally, we can live the story and not just tell it.
Okay,
Be a
but
part of this.
don't be reckless.
Have you all ever seen a moth going to a lantern? Crisp. You're sending them to their deaths if you send them
No,
after the
we're not.
Illithids.
I think you're not giving them enough credit.
How much range do you have on your sleep powder?
30 feet. They have to shake their
That's
dust at it.
awful close.
I think that if they feel confident that they can do it, I feel like we should give them the benefit.
I
I mean, they're
am-
informed.
I
They
am
know what they're getting
s-
into.
Slightly more scared of leaving my brother at our back and going all in on the illithid.
I agree with Bob. We must take care of Iron Spike for that is the unknown.
Mhm.
It's-
They're wrong.
There are
All
66 of these gloamings.
All right, so we send the gloamings to take out the Illithid tower. Fingers crossed. We tunnel into the slave pens and then we head for Nope's tower.
We would like to come in with you through the tunnel because it's a shorter hop to the Lithids.
Good idea.
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
So that leaves the Hammerfist dwarves, the Starsong elves, and the Lions of Brindle.
I don't want to, like we said, this is about guerrilla tactics. We shouldn't have them engage anybody too heartily. What sort of quick things can we send them to, like defacing statues or vandalizing halls?
Really quick though, the Lions of Brindle, are they cavalry? Did they bring their horses?
No,
They're just veterans.
Hardy folk.
they were cavalry in the Red Hand of Doom.
Right.
But they act more as dragoons. They'll
They're
ride
also notably mounted.
until they
It's a
got there,
mounted
then they
unit.
got off. And then they got off their horses
Okay.
and they are trained both on horseback and sword and board on foot.
We're going to hear them roar.
Mhm.
Hey, the slave pens, what are they made out of? Are they like stone walls?
Are they
or kind of-
defensible? Could that be a
Because-
bridgehead?
Yeah, because the slaves go out and then you have they're able to fire and fight from inside, and then they have an escape tunnel if they need be.
Dried mud.
Dried mud. Yeah, that's not terribly defensible, I suppose. All right. Well, what's nearby that is? Maybe one of those guards?
Definitely
Could
guards.
be.
Hall of the Dukes is very defensible.
And that's
What
right.
is
that's
the
gonna be
Hall
fun.
of the Dukes?
That's going to be the warlords of the Kuatoa are called Dukes.
That sounds like a tough fight because we need something that we can sort of secure quickly, I think, if we're going to do a bridgehead.
Oh, Lions of Brindle can take out some Kuatoa. If you want to burst up through that, have the Lions of Brindle do that and send other people over to the slave pens, while then other groups go up to Lithids, and then you go to the Iron
Mhm.
Spike.
I like it.
Yeah. All
Everyone's
right.
being utilized. Everyone's
Because really, what we're doing is we're punching a hole into their city, and
Yeah.
if dozens of us are flooding out, if we've got the lions ourselves, the gloamings, the elementals, if we just flood them, they're not going to be expecting that, and then
Right. Yeah.
I think we could cause a lot of chaos.
Yeah. So let's give all the groups like objectives to complete, I guess.
Or maybe have the dwarves come in
So they don't
underground and have
interfere.
the lions create a giant distraction outside the gate.
Yeah.
They have their big horns that make a lot of noise.
Well, I kind of thought we'd leave that to the stone giants.
Oh,
But-
they are very distracting, stone
Yeah.
giants. They have rock.
Um,
Rock.
so it sounds like we've got most of a plan, kind of calling upon the various
All right.
NPCs
We do,
military
so you're gonna-
experience.
Burst up through the Hall of the Dukes,
Yep.
and you guys are going to be lying for the Iron Spike, gloamings to the Lithids. Who's going to the slave pens?
Probably.
What about the
Elves?
named NPCs?
Yeah, I was
Well,
thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, named NPCs?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Archons, Shushina, Tybalt, Lulil,
Okay.
Emerson, if he's going.
Oh, sure. I have a insurance policy back up top. It'll just hurt for a while. Ah!
Oh,
do it.
great.
All right. Anything else? And the giants and the elves will create a distraction outside.
I kind of want to send the Star Song elves maybe to the pools. They can pollute the pools.
Sure.
That sounds like a thing they'd be good at with their various nature powers.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they can be quick, just in and out.
So head down to the purification pool and the farm pools.
Yeah, and the resting pools.
Okay. Yes, they can do that. So elves to the pools. Got it.
Right on.
And myconoids.
I think
Head to
they're
the Plaza
traveling.
offerings
Oh.
and
Yeah.
Well, the Palace of
animate?
Offerings is yeah.
okay. Anyone else not taken care of yet? Surf Neblin are staying behind to control their earth elementals and not
Yep.
be seen.
Yep.
And where are the dwarves? Dwarves are coming up to help you.
Break some
the tunnel?
statues.
Yeah. Bridge is
It's
breaking
hammer
statues and
time.
stuff.
Yeah, so I was thinking.
All right.
Chisel.
You have a plan.
We have a plan.
Excellent. So first thing that's going to happen is Hasselhoff, what is it?
Sorry.
Hufflehoff is going to start his communication with myconoids. They've left ones along the way, so they kind of do a grapevine chain of communications through the tunnel. So it's like the fires have gone over, except
Oh, right.
mushroom form.
I'm gonna do my feast for dinner, and I'm gonna have us, I guess, the named NPCs. I was originally gonna say like us, because I can feed 12 people, us, and then like one person from each of the groups that came. But
Okay.
It works.
I don't know.
Up
Yeah.
to you.
Somebody can take advantage of
What's it give us again?
7
I
other.
think
Okay.
The named NPCs is good.
So, here's feast. There it is. Cured of all diseases and poison, immune to poison and being frightened, and you make wisdom saving throws with advantage. You also increase your hit point maximum and gain the same number of hit points. I rolled 10, so we all have 10 extra hit points that are technically not temporary. For the
Nice.
next 24 hours, they are actual hit points.
Nice.
Sorry, how many hit
It's a
points?
sweet deal.
10.
10. Excellente.
Oh,
I like
I
the
get,
making wisdom saves with advantage. That's going to
Yeah.
be useful.
That's big.
But
I get
were
out
you-
4 of my corpses of the I think darn it, I can't remember the names. I got some corpses recently. I forget the names of those monsters. I should have written it down. But I definitely have some of the Grimlock, so we'll just use 4 of those. Turn them into zombies with a 4th level animate dead and get 4 for 24 hours. So
All right. Some of the groups that follow you are not really fond of you doing this. Do you want to do this surreptitiously?
oh, absolutely. Yes, I will.
Golden Brow comes to mind.
Yeah.
It's like not exactly a big fan of you animating zombies. The
Oh.
elves aren't really big on it either.
I keep a couple extra cloaks. I'll put some cloaks on them.
These are our hench people.
Yes.
Hufflehoff
Do not
is
address
like,
them.
totally got you, dude.
Yeah.
Little dude. Yeah.
Mhm.
Stone giants don't seem to care one way or the other. Mm. Anyway, any other preparations? You got your zombie. You have your. Did you go with a simulacrum boat?
So I had envisioned doing this in my downtime and having simulacrum boat just hanging out at my tower waiting for the moment, because it's really hard to take 12 hours even at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Get a full night.
Did you want to have already done it with downtime?
I would, yes, please.
All right, we'll work out the downtime, and your simulacrum shows up with Immerstal.
Oh, hello there, Bope Jr.
Hello there, Bope Senior.
All right,
Can you talk?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, he's just wearing basic robes. He doesn't have any. I didn't buy him any magical equipment or anything, but yeah.
Well, you can tell where I stand.
Well, how's the tower been? Has it been
What?
safe, or have those shadow assassins come?
No shadow assassins that I saw, but that statue
Oh,
had a really creepy vision.
oh, a vision. It gave you a
Oh,
vision.
yes.
Oh dear.
Would you like to know it?
Did it send you to kill me?
No.
Oh, good. That would be a problem. Yes, please tell me.
Oh, well, it found me one day and said, "Bo, you will rebuild my book, Bo."
Oh dear.
And it told me this crazy story about how when it was late, that when he was younger, he laid siege to this town. And let's see. Let me see if I can get the story straight. Laid siege to this town, and they were obviously going to lose. So they came out. The elders came out to entreat with them, with Vecna to surrender. And then he instead he held them hostage as he unleashed his entire hordes upon the city and murdered everybody in the entire town right in front of them, then let them all go.
That's how.
And it was with the murder of this entire town that he received enough souls to create the Book of Vile Darkness. And what he wants you to do is, well, the Book of Vile Darkness has been transformed, has been inverted. What he wants you to do is invert it back. And all you have to do is take the population of a small town and kill it, all of them, sacrificing all their souls to your book.
Oh, is that all?
And it will transform into the Book of Vile Darkness again.
But I would have to do that with the book that is currently in the possession of a high priestess of Timora.
Oh, yes, yes. And it would transform you into a lich in the process.
Yes. Well,
but if you were able to do that, you could do the Book of Vile Darkness to break the God Shield. It would give you the power to do it. Yes.
I succumbed to that sort of temptation once before. I like to think that I've learned from some of my mistakes.
Well, if you say so. I will put right upon you for my moral compass.
Yes. Stay. Stay a little bit back. Don't jump into things.
Okay. Well, I said I would pass along the message.
You did very well. And
thank you, sir. Thank you, Bope Senior.
Okay. Oh dear.
Big Bope. Or Bope Senior. So.
What?
There are, of course, enough souls in the God Shield that it could qualify.
But then I wouldn't need the book.
Well, you'd have the book at the end. You would transform it back in the Book of Vile Darkness, break the God Shield, and be a lich all at once.
Okay. Wow. All right. That's a lot to process.
Infinite power usually is.
Yeah. I'll have to sleep on that. How am I going to sleep with that?
Thanks for ratting me out, buddy.
Oh, but he knew. He said it's been inverted. He seems aware.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he knows who has it.
He didn't.
Well, I didn't tell Vecna. I told the...
Oh, I'm not Vecna. I'm Bope Jr.
The simulacrum's not going to last very long. Let's be clear.
Oh, so the knowledge will die with him. Okay.
Absolutely.
I am made to die.
You really are.
It's true.
Let's see which one of us lasts
we
longer.
all are.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. If I can be of any further assistance, Bope Senior.
Yes. Watch over my zombies. Make sure nobody gets too close.
All right. Zombie duty. On it. Would you like me to make more?
Yes.
Oh, how many? I love this part.
Another 4 corpses and let him use one of his
All right, he casts Animate Dead. Would
I
you like me to
will-
do it again? I can blow more spell
Nope.
slots.
That's great. That's great.
Okay.
All right.
So feast and sleep, and then
And
assault.
boat shenanigans.
Boat shenanigans.
Indeed.
Okie dokie. Anything else? Or shall we fast forward to the next morning as during the night, the earth elementals chip, 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 chip. We work as they start pushing the tunnel through, sculpting the earth.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Morning comes. Make your preparations. The tunnel is nearly complete. The Surf Neblin come back to you. And that morning, Queen Bleeth shows up. Like, hello. Gag me with a spoon. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah. Hello.
Your Eminence, it's so good to have you on this fine day of battle.
Oh, thank you, Bope. You're like so totally the best. I gotta figure out how her voice is different than Hasselhoff again. Hufflehouse again.
It's just a little bit higher, and she speaks a bit more like a valley girl.
No, it's like
You're-
where she like up here. Yeah.
Yeah. I seem to be a font of knowledge for your voice.
You are amazing at it. I really appreciate it. I was so busy designing counters out, I didn't have time to go back and pull all my samples.
It comes with being the note taker.
I know. Thank you so much. So what do you want her to do? Oh, wait, we already decided. She does that. Totally agrees.
Yep.
And cast your spells and preps.
Yeah, I'm gonna put aid. I'm gonna cast aid at 3rd level. Actually, hold on. Do I get additional people or just more hit points?
Just more hit points.
Just more hit
hit
points.
points.
Okay. Three of us. Okay. Everybody but me gets another 10 hit points.
You can cast it twice and get Boat Junior.
Is he coming with us?
Yes.
I don't know. Is he coming with you?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, Boat Junior comes with you.
Okay. Sure, and I'll get one of the zombies, the chunkiest looking one, to make sure he's extra chunky, I guess.
Sure. We'll call him Chunk.
You could be your
Chalk.
personal retainer.
So we all have an extra 20 hit points for this battle.
All right. The party and Chonk and Boat Junior head off down the side cavern to the secret entrance, the secret overlook. And from there, you find the Surf Neblin, who have had their elementals burrow a hole that is big enough for medium-sized creatures to get through, which they considered difficult because it would have been so much faster if they could have just gone small. But then you guys wouldn't fit through. And down you go. And about 10 minutes later, you will come to the point where the earth elementals are standing in a circle at a room, and above you is a worked masonry floor.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Surf Neblin is there. It goes like, just let us know. We'll have him right through. Anytime you want.
Well, I'd like to say that it's been fun, guys. Just in case.
Totally.
Likewise.
I got that pun.
Go time.
Let's do this.
And simultaneously, all 4 earth elementals pull their fists down and then go boom! And there's an explosion of rock upwards as the earth elemental create a ramp for you guys to start working your way up, and your party and all your allies start flooding into the Hall of the Dukes.
Nice.
You come into the center of it. The seems to be a courtyard in the middle of it, and they have all their little suites facing into it with so this is kind of the center point of everything, and they have their little rooms almost like a monastic style arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
There are indeed Kawatoa all over the place, and they instantly cry out in alarm as like dozens of you start flooding out in the room. The Lions of Brindle, I believe, are the ones that you're going to assign to take care of the Kawatoa. They immediately start laying into the Kawatoa, while the Gloamings head north over through the open archways towards the Illithid settlement, which looks a lot different from what the Kawatoa looks, kind of like a snail shell nautiloid that's kind of spirals around as it goes towards the center. And then who is heading towards the slave pens again?
The the named NPCs, right?
Named NPCs?
Named NPCs.
Heading that way. And you all head to the Iron Spike.
Can I pick off one of the Koata along the way? I need a death to activate my shade power.
Whack! One Kawatoa is dead along the way. It was a servant carrying a whole bunch of clean linens along the way. It comes around the corner, and you want to kill it?
Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
And the linens all hit the ground, and then a pile of dust kind of floats down where it was.
The body flies back, but the shade remains, and then I gesture for it to come follow.
I take some of the linens and I quickly stash them into my bag as we go by.
Okay.
Good fabric is not to be wasted.
It's true.
You never know when you're going to need a tourniquet.
You never know.
Are you dropping a moot pass without trace?
Do you want to do it or should I?
I'll do it because you've already you've dropped some aid, so I will do it.
Okay.
So I will hit a pass without a trace.
Okay. As you head across, you do notice one thing, that if there's whatever magical effect that the Gloamings reported is not triggering on you. But you do hear the sound of large rocks landing against a wall.
Excellent.
Nice.
And you watch as, from your vantage point, you can see that the Kawatoa are starting to respond with their large ballista slowly turning down, and they're loading up those big balls of green goo that looks like they have glass that's encapsulated this green goo, and loading into the catapult launcher, for lack of a better term, that is just flinging it forward down towards wherever the sound of the thudding rocks is coming from.
Cool.
You were able to get to the Iron Spike without problem as you start hearing sounds of alarm going off around the city of the glass pool. There's fire, there's smoke coming from the Hall of the Duke now. You can kind of see it rising up. Although all of you have dark vision, everything is dark here, but that everyone has dark vision, so I'm just going to describe it as if it's daylight.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the Iron Spike, it is indeed about 50, 60 feet tall. There are no windows to it. It's just stone that is sculpted and fluted in Gothic style that has that harsh, diabolical edge. There is a balcony 4 floors up, but you don't see a door leading out to it. There is, however, a door on the bottom floor that is cut inside of a Gothic arch that has gargoyles on each side of it staring in.
Those are going to come alive.
There's a iron knocker, boom, boom, that you can lift and knock on the door.
I'm going to say, hold! And then about 30 feet out, I'll have one of my zombies go up and try to open the door.
It opens right up.
6 seconds. He's still there? Oh, okay. That was unexpected.
Unless it only triggers upon living creatures.
Well, I'll go first. And I walk through the door.
Head of the door. Standing on the inside there's a hallway that has arches either side, left and right, and then it opens up into a larger room at the end that leads to a large stairwell that goes up and then hits landing, and then does the opposite stairs further up. On either side of the door are barbed devils dressed in red and black livery.
Someone thinks highly of himself.
And they look at you.
And just say, he's expecting me.
He is.
Ooh. We follow Bope, right?
Go up. You are expected.
We're all coming.
The devil just kind of shrugs its shoulders. If you wish, check in with the Secretariat.
Where?
Up the stairs. Can't miss her.
All right.
And out in the distance, you hear another explosion.
I go up with my 8 zombies trailing behind. Pope
All right.
Jr. is as far back as he could be.
The two Hamachula just sit there and watch you all go by. They are the barb devils, one with the big spikes all over them. Looks like when they put their doublets on, they just went right over top of the spikes, so they're sticking out in all directions.
Actually, Bope Jr. cast invisibility on himself as we came out of the tunnel. So he's got an hour of at least not being able to be seen.
Do the lights trigger on him if he is invisible?
Oh, is that what we think set it off? Okay, maybe
We don't know.
maybe that's
Well, we'll find out, right?
okay.
That's
He casts invisibility now at this point.
It does not go off.
Okay.
The Hamachula nod to him as he goes by.
Well,
That's
worth a
the
shot.
devil of a coat to get off afterwards.
Shredded. Are you heading up the stairs, my friends?
I am.
Okay, you head up the stairs. On the next floor, you find one is a square-based tower, and there is one room in this entire floor with more stairs leads up to another floor above it. Statues of a very handsome, imperious man stand. There are 6 of them surround the chamber, are staring down at you imperiously with judgment on their faces.
Recognize him?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
No.
nope.
Nope. Is a broad-shouldered, dark-haired, very handsome in the like Henry VIII style outfits with the doublet and the giant gold chain with a medallion of office around his neck. And you could tell this guy is totally jacked and super strong underneath of his armor, underneath of his clothes and his tight-fitting hose. In
Nope's
the middle,
boyfriend?
in the middle of it, you see there is
What's a bachelor?
there is a desk. And let me go get this description.
The secretary.
Indeed, the Secretariat.
Excuse me.
Is beautifully furnished with antique rosewood furniture and sumptuous silk wall hangings and tapestries between the statues I previously described. A bored-looking young woman with exquisite auburn hair and perfect ivory skin sits in a gilded chair behind an enormous mahogany desk. She's currently filing her nails.
Of course.
Is there like
Is it-
music in the background?
Hmm?
Is there music in the background?
There is music in the background. It seems to be cello music.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh.
Compared to outside, does it smell of brimstone in here at all?
Does a little bit, maybe sulfur.
Oh,
What?
Hi there, Bob. How you doing?
I just
Every secretary from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
do I know
Sweet
you?
Time getting here.
Mm-hmm. And what is your name?
Expected you 3 days ago. What was the hold up?
We're, helping people.
It's out of character for you, isn't it? No wonder you took too long.
And what is
So,
And what is your name other than the Secretariat?
I am the Secretariat, Petricella.
Petricella?
Petricella. Mhm.
Okay.
So, you want an
Lovely.
appointment with the boss?
Yes, where is he?
Well, he got called away on an emergency with someone's throwing rocks at the wall. You wouldn't have to know anything about that, would you?
No, I'm here, aren't I?
It's true you are here.
So when will he be back?
Oh, he'll probably be finishing slaughtering those people attacking in about 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Would you like to have
Let's
a seat?
start
I got some
breaking
coffee.
his stuff.
You said there are
It's a
staircases.
dark roast.
Are there staircases
Dark
up
roast.
from here?
I'm sorry.
Are there
What?
staircases up from here?
There is.
I will just start marching to the staircases up.
You don't have an appointment.
He's my brother. I don't need one. I say over my shoulder.
Does
We
she
don't
have like
follow rules.
does she have like a big book of like appointments and stuff?
No, her desk is completely clean. It's kind of like all clear except there's nothing on it. There's 0 things on this desk.
That's bizarre.
You don't even see writing implements on it.
Not even a
somebody-
nameplate?
Nope, nothing. Just this mahogany desk. All right, your
Nefarious.
funeral.
Well, one of ours.
See ya. Hope is heading up the stairs to the next floor.
I'm going with him.
Following, yeah.
All right, head on up. The next room is furnished with elegance and taste. This chamber is occupied by what appears hold on. This room seems to be a very well appointed office with an even bigger desk than the one down below. All the walls are lined with built-in built-in shelves of mahogany, and there is, however, it seems to be much more active than the place downstairs. There's actually papers everywhere, stacks of papers, and a young woman is picking them up and carrying them over and throwing them in the fireplace. She looks up at you, and you immediately recognize her as Blanche Devereaux.
Wait.
Hello, how are you doing? Walks back, picks up the piece of paper. Are you here to rescue me? It's about time. Come on. Picks up paper, takes them over, and throws them in the fire. Lafayette.
You are just so ahead of us
Not
on this one.
Devereaux, Blanche Lafayette.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hello, Bob.
is she wearing a brooch of mind control?
Ooh, good call.
You say yes? Okay. I'm going to say, oh, wait, it's been so long. How about a hug?
Of course. Come in. I miss you so.
And I try to grab
you bring
the,
wine. Tell me you brought wine. Tell me you
always.
brought wine. And she
Can
gives you a
I-
big hug.
Can I take the brooch off of her?
Sure. Pop. She's up. You gotta save the papers now.
Oh,
Get them out. Get them out. Get
I
them
run
out.
over to the fireplace. I'm pulling papers out.
I mage
right,
hand
sure.
pat out the fire. Does that work?
Those are all the knots for the God Shield.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we
Ooh,
got to get rid of that.
important. Well, we need to study them to figure out how to stop it. Maybe, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your brother is here. Did you know this?
That's
Yes.
what brought us here.
He's making me act as his secretary. Can you
That's
imagine?
really
That monster.
misogynistic of him. Yes.
Your brother's handwriting is terrible. Absolutely atrocious.
Hey,
Oh,
Blanche, really quick. He's out there like killing our allies. So if you could just direct us to something that he will miss, that we can destroy it and bring him back.
Windmill?
He's
Well, you
out of the
just tell him-
tower killing our allies. I want to destroy his stuff to bring him back. So what will he miss that we can destroy?
I do not. He is teleported away. I do not think he likes fighting. That must be the ambassador,
Can
Telestrin.
I'm
That's-
gathering up the
that's the
papers.
Oh, there's a lot of them,
Um,
and they seem to be very intricate. arcane notes on the construction and manufacture and development of the God Shield.
Perhaps we should.
Your
take
brother
this-
left. He left you a letter.
Oh,
But I
okay.
think it was the ambassador who is the one who has gone to help the gate.
Palestrin.
Palestrin.
He's a pit fiend.
Oh, he looks like a very handsome man. Have you seen statues down below?
Statues, yes.
Mm,
that
that's
makes
what he
more
looks like.
sense.
Wait, does he live here too?
Yes, next floor up.
Oh shit, well let's destroy his stuff.
Wait,
Or
where is Nope if Palestrin went to go fight at the front?
probably
As
went
soon as he heard the explosion over there, over at the outside, he knew you were here.
he's probably
he
going to
left-
the God Shield.
He left you. He left this and said he asked me to have you read this,
Okay.
and then he said some matter. He teleported away.
Oh, rats. Bastard. All right. I will read the letter. Where is it?
It's right over there on the big mahogany desk, the bigger than the one downstairs. You can find it as on our sheet, on our production deck, on the page after all of the amulets.
Aha. Was that there the whole time?
No,
Yes.
it was not.
Okay. Okay. Dear
I
brother,
don't know what you're talking about.
are you ready for the aftermath? I regret that I can't be here to say hi. I must be of service to my master elsewhere, as he commands. I do serve a tyrant. This is my error. It is my fate for selling my soul to Tezu. Your existence is not by a charade. Would you have me serve a demon? No, that would just cause me nausea. With a pit fiend, it would gain great acclaim. I do the odd job and random chore. I still think it's better than serving a genie. At least this way I learned secrets. I leave this letter for you in anticipation of your arrival. I regret that I cannot be here to greet you personally. However, I wanted to have some communication with you here at the end. I think back on this time we had together as children so long ago. Remember the notes we would pass. Remember the secrets we shared. But even then I wanted more. I sold my soul for the power. It was foolish of you to seek me out. Is this some game of fetch? It's already too late for me. This is the fate that I merit. I look forward to the end. You should too. There. I'd be present to explain. Nope. I just clenched the letter, and no one can see that there's some tears gathering. But fool of a whiz bang. Well,
You wrote that very fast. Scribble, scribble, scribble.
do I
By the way,
notice?
there's only typos in it.
Yes. Do I notice any code within the typos? I don't know if I have time to study it.
Make me an investigation check.
Okay. This is unlike him. That is 24.
It is unlike him. He doesn't really talk like this.
No. Gather in the notes. See what you can find.
You definitely get the feeling that there is a secret message in that letter somehow.
Mhm. Your existence is not by a charade, maybe but a charade, right? By and
Things that really leaped out at you was the comment of, remember notes you would pass and the
Mhm.
secrets you shared.
Mm-hmm. This is a message within a message.
Mhm.
What game is this? There, I'd be present to explain. Be here. You guys can see what you figure out with the notes while I'm trying to
You
sort
have
through
your
this.
zombies aid in picking them up to speed it up.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. In that case, the rest of you can make me a group investigation check to help make sense out of the notes on the God Shield. Let me know if you'd like any hints there, Bo. You can make a one insight check per point of your intelligence modifier.
Oh. I will certainly start with something to get me down the right path. You said intelligence check.
Yes. Well, no, you make me an insight check, and you can do that number of times equal to your intelligence modifier.
Okay. Insight. That is pretty good. That is 24.
You think the last line is a clue to help you define the secret message.
Forward to the end. You should too. So something from the top to the bottom. There, I'd be present to explain. Is this something to do with letters or words?
I got a 19 on my investigation for
14.
looking through these notes.
How you do, Delirious?
14.
Okay. Looking through these, with Branch helping you, because he did use her to as his scribe. Nope used her as his scribe to write all these things down, and she tells you that before he teleported away, he cast a suggestion on her, telling her to burn all the notes in the fire. And the notes are writing down of the ritual that the Aboleth have been using to build the God Shield, which is based upon information given to them by the Biatsu, who are the devils. In that information, the God Shield, this is going to take a little bit of time while he's puzzling this out, because it's going to take you quite a bit to read through all this and figure it out, is the God Shield does not actually affect the gods. It actually affects mortals.
Mm-hmm.
It makes them incapable of receiving divine power.
Okay.
I think we had figured something like that out, because
So essentially, the mortals will become deaf to the deities.
Okay.
You also notice that the devils have worked in a back door for themselves. Their power goes through. The God Shields itself requires 5 facets to be constructed, each one housed in a different tower. 4 smaller facets on the periphery are associated with 4 different schools of magic: abjuration, illusion, enchantment, and transmutation. To destroy a facet, opposing magic must be cast at the facet, doing 1 point of damage per level of the spell cast at the facet. When all 4 of them have been deactivated, you have about 10 minutes to go into the 5th facet, which is where the God Shield itself is, and destroy that one.
Any idea as to where the facets physically are?
Yes. They are in, you receive a map, which I'll share with you next time we play, because I didn't scan it in. It is in the Sunless Sea, in a place called Great Shabouth.
So not here?
Not here. It is down below, beyond the gate, on the far side, and that they are sending all the spellcasters down below the city. The rest of them are staying here.
So, you think the pit fiend is going to be back any moment, or do we want to go confront it?
You want to head upstairs and confront him? And Bope, do you want another insight check?
Yes, I do.
Okay, roll for it, please.
Trying to identify each of the errors, but I'm not finding a common thread. That is much worse. That is that's a 10. What?
The errors have nothing to do with the message, with the secret message. That was just Eric typing really fast and not having time to proofread.
Can I assist you, Bope? I know a little something about coded messages.
Please. When we used to work together, we had a secret, and I just sort of walk them through some of the things that we used to use.
I'll list off all the common stuff in Thieves' Cant. First letter, third letter in, words, rhymes.
I would like to make another insight check.
Can my assistants give him an advantage on that?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, that's good because the first one was a 2. That is 18.
Quentin might have mentioned something that you think is the key. It might be selected letters inside the other words that spell out that would spell out a secret message to you.
Okay. So look forward to the end. You should too. There I'd be present to explain. That seems to be the key. There I'd be present to explain. So you think perhaps it's within other words?
Yeah, you could take the letter at the end of a sentence. It could have to form a new word, going backwards. Look at any of the weird breaks. If you could have wrote a word but went to the next line.
Are you ready for the aftermath could be AH, because it says from the beginning forward to the end. So are you ready from the aftermath? I don't know. No, that doesn't make sense. It's a lot of I's for that. Do you think it's just the end of each sentence? Because I agree, the word choices are extremely strange. HIS.
Or explain, merit, power, end secrets, charade.
Yeah. Oh, yes. No, you're right. Are you ready for the aftermath? Is H. And then I can't be there to say hi. Who says hi anymore? That's I. Master elsewhere as he commands. S. That's his. I true serve a tyrant. T. My error. R. Selling my soul to a Batezu. U. Charade is true. His true. That must be it. Then I quickly work out. N. A. D. M. E. I. S. His, I must be misspelled.
That should be a comma after fiend. That's not the end of a sentence.
I see. His true name is, okay. Okay. Sorry, I have to scrolling, now loading, beep boop. L, Y, D, lied, L-Y-D, right? O, S, D, E, R, Lidoster. Did I misspell that as well? Let's see. T, H, E, T, the.
You got this, Bope. You got this. I'll go over and kind of massage your shoulders, and mop your
Oh,
brow
you
a
are so
little bit.
good, brave. Look at these. Oh, I can see the steam rising off his head. Oh, I miss this so much.
Uh,
I'll give you a carrot.
yeah.
Good bow.
Crunch. His true name is Lidos. Lidoster the. No. His true name is Lidos.
Do you have one more insight check to make?
Sure. Do. I think I have 2 more. Okay, that's another 18.
The name is in Infernal.
Oh, okay. So
will not be an English name.
will not be a name that I can figure out.
Well, you'll have all the letters.
And then
That's
just
true. Lidoster. I think there's a space after Lidoster or Lidoster Thet.
It's all one word.
Okay.
There might be some apostrophes in it for guttural stops because it's Infernal. Or not guttural stops.
glottal
What's the
stops.
term for it? Glottal stops.
And is he? Who's he talking about? Is he talking? Because I know Palestrin is the name of the pit fiend. I learned that from research.
But is that his true name?
Oh, his true name. Right.
Names have power.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Delirious, what can we do with the true name of a fiend? What sort of benefit can we use that for?
Michelle can make guesses, but Delirious would know. Would that be like a religion check?
Sure, let's do a religion check.
11.
Not entirely sure. You know it gives them power. If you have the true name of a devil or a demon, you would have power over them. But you're not sure the specifics of it.
Anyone have sending up?
Yes.
Can you quickly send a message to the high cleric that came in from Brindle, and give her the true name of the pit fiend in case she's encountering it? I'm sure she knows what to do with it.
I turn to Nope Jr. and say, "You know what to do," and he sends a message.
The message comes back with noted. This can compel a service and then banish it.
Oh.
What about your book, Delirious?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Can that be used in tandem with the name to, I don't know, inflict any sort of greater religious power upon it?
Can you put its name on like the naughty list in the book? Like flip the page, put naughty list, and put its true name in there?
Well, if I can get it to read the book, then it'll do a lot of damage.
Well, can I compel it to read the book?
I mean, if we know its true name, it sounds like we could.
Yeah, that seems like it might be a thing you could do. I just hold it open, because evil creatures can't open the book, but I can hold it open and it can be like, you can tell it to read.
I take a moment and just appreciate the fact that my brother that has caused me so much pain and anguish and thoughts of hatred and revenge over the last several years has given me this gift in our time of dire need.
So we have to do we need to bring it here, Palestrin here?
Do you think he has more strength in his lair? If this is his demens, I'm not sure that's wise. But I also don't want to fight where his army is.
Oh, his stuff is upstairs. If you touch his stuff, he'll come.
It seems probably the better choice to face him here.
I'm gonna disguise myself to look like Blanche Lafayette, including the choker.
Excuse you. What now? Why?
Oh, he does this all the time.
May
It's
give
a
a slight
compliment.
edge.
He's very disturbing. Do not do this. Something.
I
do
have
it all
an
the time.
idea. If we don't want to fight him in the tower,
Yes.
we can grab some of his stuff and then I can de-door us just outside the walls.
In range of the
That's
goop
worth
cannons.
doing. Well, I mean, there's that.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't Tradora say that we could banish him knowing his true name?
Wouldn't he just come back? Like the door.
I
Back door.
don't know if it works that way.
I don't know either.
Well,
From-
way to find
Banished
out.
for 99 years.
Oh,
Ooh, well,
Can't
that's
come back to
there's
this
a
planet.
lot of.
Takes him that long to
read.
rewrite his name in the books of Dis.
Hmm.
Because once you figure out his name, he's got to go change it, which requires a change of address for
I-
him and go through the devil
Yes.
bureaucracy.
It's his whole thing.
It's
That's
it's
a
going to
whole
take
thing.
99 years, man.
It's so much harder than, canceling your subscription to unnamed subscription service here.
So, I mean, that's what we came here for, right? That's a theoretically free
think-
nope is compelling him by using his name and then
I mean, and
using
he's
it to banish him.
he's doing a lot to further the cause of this God Shield. So I think we need to end him before we move on.
Yep, I agree.
Let's go break his stuff.
You had
Go
enough.
break some stuff.
The next room above you is just as big as this room, and it's his bed chamber. An enormous 4-poster bed dominates it, with a huge trolley laden down with silver and crystal flasks of every liqueur that you've ever known, and quite a few you fortunately haven't. Stand beside it. The wardrobe contains fine suits of robes and decorated cloaks, it's right, fine robes and decorated cloaks. All of the scenes depicted on this is some of my best box text I've ever read. I have to share it with you. As to the nature of the scenes depicted on the wall hangings and tapestries here, this is best left to the imagination of the DM who wishes to add an element of Beatisu imagination to drawings in the furthest shores of carnal depravity in all of its many forms.
Ooh.
We have
Suffice
to
it
fight him in
say-
here. It seems undignified.
Suffice to say that even the Chennari would be impressed, while most paladins and priests will want to shut their eyes and run from the room in horror. God bless you. God bless you, Carl Sargent. This is fantastic.
That's great.
In addition to all of this, there is a massive iron chest. Sits there.
I think we should look at the chest before we draw his attention. Maybe there's something in there.
And I
I
send
was-
forward a zombie to open the chest.
Oh, I assume it's locked, but I suppose we shouldn't assume that.
Behind a column, something. Wait.
I was going to
Are
ask
no
about
columns,
the-
you'll have to go down to the floor below.
I would say, but everybody back
Dodging. Dodging.
30 feet.
You have evasion, right?
No.
Nope, that's level 7.
The zombie goes over to the chest and tries to lift it, and it does not budge.
Does it seem like he's okay? Does it seem like it's locked, or does it seem like he's just too weak?
It seems like it's magically sealed.
Okay. Oh, nope. You know what to do. And he peeks over and casts knock. Been holding on to that one.
Nice.
Knock, knock, knocking on the devil's door.
I am burning through his spell slots.
Mhm.
Bob, are you
All utility.
ready for this?
He's
You hear a click
this-
as it unseals ever so slightly. And somewhere you hear a roar off in the distance that can be heard over top of the shouting, the fighting, and the spell casting out there.
As the roar happens, I turn to Stigander and say, "This fiend is responsible for the death of my village, my wife, some of my children. I've been ready for this for a long time."
Give him hell.
Yeah.
And there's an explosion of fire in the middle of the room as a very handsome man in noble garb who matches the statues down below just peers out flame in the middle of the room. Who dares touch my stuff?
It's your 10 a.m. appointment.
Lydos, stir. Done.
It's so.
Oh.
You were saying?
I was trying to call out his name, but I don't know how to pronounce it.
What do you think it's pronounced as?
Lydos Therodon. Lydos Derthetdon. Damn it, we should have talked about this.
And he just grows in shape and size and power until he's this huge creature looking like Chernarobog at the end of Fantasia. And he just is like hunched inside this room with his wings spreading wide. You dare. You dare.
Do I look familiar?
You are the younger sibling of that worm who sold his soul to me.
Yes. Well, now it's time to pay up.
Is it? By what authority do you command me, Duke of Hell, Fiend of the Pit, little worm?
Well, we're under the protection of Timora. There to compare your power.
She will have no power here.
Well, you won't be here to see it.
By what authority would you command me?
We have a book for you to read.
You have my name. You have spoken. The word has passed your lips. By the ancient covenant, I am compelled to offer you one service before my banishment.
I look to
Is
Delirious.
that the service you want me to read a book to you?
Yeah, this part, I just can't read this word right here.
Wait.
I have another service I could offer in its stead than read your putrid book. I could give you your brother. I could free him from his debt.
Will that kill him?
I deal in souls, not bodies. Or, and this one is for you all, we have walked a back door into the God Shield, an exemption in a clause. I will share that secret with you so that the God Shield will not affect you. You may maintain contact with your God. Or I can read your book. Which would you have? Your brother? Your connection to your gods? Or the book?
Delirious, I'm not sure we can succeed without you and Timora's guidance. But
If we if we took that deal, I would be unworthy to serve my goddess.
I look at her and nod. And without any more hesitation, say, release him. He was not yours before. He shall not be yours now.
The scroll comes out. Thunk, 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 thunk. The contract. So much fine print. It is severed. And a crack runs down the center of it, and as brimstone fills the air, and then flames consume it as the crack goes down. So as we have, the covenant is broken, his soul is freed. My service here is done. And he explodes, enveloped in brimstone and smoke. And then he's gone. Leaving you in a room with nothing in it, except for the furniture, all that alcohol on the trolley, and one large chest made of iron.
He left the Is there anything in the chest?
Are you going to touch it and find out? Are you going to open it and look in?
Maybe let's have a zombie open it.
Bope is just collapsed to his knees, just overcome with the what he's learned and what has transpired so quickly. Everything turned on its head. Not quite listening.
We may have another ally in the fight now.
Zombie cannot open it. It tries, and it just seems to not work. Does not move. It seems to be enchanted somehow. Hey, Senior, would you like me to try opening it? Or the dock worked.
What?
Spell?
Chest. We can't seem to open it.
Oh.
The undead can't push it open.
You said the knock worked, but
It unlocked it, but it doesn't seem to move with the hands of the undead. Can't seem to lift the lid.
What if all of them work together? There's quite a few of them.
I don't know if that will work. It seems to be enchanted.
Oh, sure. And I distractedly cast Dispel Magic.
All right, roll me a check.
All right. I would like to use my inspiration.
Aha!
This is the time.
This is
The perfect time. Okay. What is this? This is a
Caster, it's a ability check based upon your intelligence versus my DC of 19.
Oh, this is a 20.
You are a success as you
15 plus 5.
as you manage to get in there and dispel the trap. Oh, it was intricate. As you go through, pull through, there's a transmutation part that would have transformed you into a lemure, followed by a abjuration that would have banished you to hell.
Wow.
I guess he was hoping to get us with this chest.
And as you go forward to open up the chest and see what's inside, and that's something we'll have to discuss. Because it is 9:58.
I just wanted to say really quickly, just because Bope is the person that brought Stagander into this, that she was kneeling beside Bope when he kneels, like with an armor over his shoulder, like, because this is why she's here. So
I think you would just
I
sort
don't
of
want to interrupt.
tap foreheads with her and not say anything.
Just like shoulder squeezes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Can't wait for next game.
Yes, next game. Leia, you got anything for us?
Yes, so the Mistwalkers are back and they're about to meet their doom, and everything was going so well. Also, check out our friends over on Dirty Deeds. A old mentor has resurfaced from one of the crew. Instead of bringing guidance and wisdom, however, he has brought conflict and despair as he attempts to rid Eberron of the flaws of the flesh.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel right now. Subscribing is free and you don't miss any of the action, and you get access to all of our shows and content. Your likes and positive comments on the videos give us a boost and help future Tavern regulars find out about our wonderful shows.
And a humongous thank you to Shard Tabletop for sponsoring the show. Go to the link in chat and check it out for yourself and use the code TGTShard20 to get a 20% discount on any subscriptions.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight as we are running towards our great conclusion of the Velkyn Weave. Congratulations, Bo, as you have taken a great step forward to rescuing your brother.
Yes.
Hope to see everyone next week. Thank you very much for joining us. And now enjoy the great team bringing you the miss. Good night, everyone.
Good night.